Hello everyone, today we're back with the BrandSearch tool for a product research tutorial. The goal is that by the end of this video, you'll have some filters in mind to immediately start your product research. If you want to try out the tool, I'm putting a promo code in the description for you, STL20. Today, we're going to use the brand library for product research. What I wanted to show you first is that you have presets that are made by BrandSearch. So to save you time, there are already filters available. For example, here, new store, Hunter. These are filters for stores experiencing strong growth. So for example, we can see here from December to January. So these are really very new stores, let's say. And we can see that there are still some ads. So this is a first way. It's simply to use the stores. The filters, that BrandSearch has made for you to save you time. And now let's look together at what I recommend, because as you can see, that gives you about 60 stores to analyze, which is still reasonable. And we'll see why and how we end up with these shops. So first of all, regarding traffic. Here I used a preset called medium traffic, so that gives us between 25,000 and 150,000 visitors per month. So we're already looking at stores that get quite a lot of visits. And we'll also see with the ads that it's a store that's running well. So you can set a minimum of 50 or 100 Z. I decided to set it at 50, but you can put more if you want to have even fewer stores at the bottom. For the market here as well, there's a Big 4 preset. So that's what I select. That way I can directly look at products that are working in other markets to potentially apply them in France, Germany, or elsewhere. But it's a good way to get inspired and also to reduce the number of stores, because otherwise you could have 1,000 of them. I'm showing you this anyway, even though we won't be using it today. If you already have a niche in mind, for example, anything related to beauty, fashion, or pets, you can select the filter here, and that way you'll directly see stores that are pre-selected according to the niche. Next, for the maximum number of products, this is actually quite important. You can set the maximum between 10 and 20. For the minimum, you can leave it blank. That way, we'll really focus on stores that don't have too many products. Like here, for example, there are only 4 products, so that's pretty good for research. Same here, 9 and so on. That means we're really still at the beginning and we haven't moved on to a huge library of 500 products. It's easier for you to analyze the stores this way. This way, we can be sure that these are the products that are really working well. And finally, the last filter, which is also quite important. Here, I selected stores that were created within the last 6 months. And I sorted by number of active ads. So that was set automatically, and so I suggest we take a look together at what results we get. We're not going to go through all of them. The goal is just to get a few ideas about what kind of products might come up. So first of all, here we have a store that's simply a shop for chairs, a bit gaming, ergonomic, and so on. And so by clicking here, you can see the products directly. You can open it for analysis if you want more information. So here, the second store is the same, except it's in Canada. That's funny. The second store that comes up, just from the images you can tell, it's socks made with alpaca wool. And so we see 400 actives, and it was created in October 2025. So it's still a fairly new shop. And with a really nice growth curve from November to January. So here, for the sofas, we're not going to look at that. Now this product, I've already shown it in other videos. It's really standing out quite a bit at the moment. I think you must have seen it. It's for everything related to facial massage. So here we can see that on this store, they've listed 6 products. This is their flagship product. And then these are complementary products to increase the average basket size. Here, if we go into the analysis, we can also see the number of active meta ads over the past few days. So it's nice to see. And you also have the ads if you want to look into the details. So what's interesting here is that, for example, we can see they're targeting the US market, and then it's up to you to check whether they're targeting other markets and whether you can establish yourself in those markets. Here it's food, so I'll skip it. Not necessarily interesting. Here, these are cowboy products. Here we have Tights, probably fleece lined tights. Those work pretty well too, even though the season is ending soon, so you'll need to switch products after that. I'm not going to go into detail. This is just to show you a bit of what it can look like. I had seen this one too. I think it's pretty nice. I'm going to get into the analysis. At first, I thought it was a 100% digital product, but actually it's not. So today they still have 27,000 visits with 200 actives. So they must have quite a lot of visitors. And we end up with a product at $40, which is really very, very inexpensive because in fact you get to personalize a poster or a little letter for a wedding day or a birthday, with facts that happened on the birthday or on that particular date. So in terms of product cost, it really doesn't cost much to make. You just have to print it and create a nice envelope. So it's a product that can be super profitable. I found it really interesting because it can actually give you inspiration to use this idea but apply it to something completely different. All right, I'll stop here for today. The goal was to make a fairly short video so that you can immediately start your product research with a few filters. Here we can see that in the end we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 filters. And we're really going to focus on the most important ones. And then, of course, you can adjust all these filters as you like, depending on your needs. Just a reminder, if you ever want to try the tool, I have the code Estelle20, which gives you a discount, 20% off your subscription. So don't hesitate to use it. And feel free to leave me a comment as well. If you're already using the tool, or if this video was helpful to you, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment to support the channel. Thank you very much.